Hi, this is Team P to the third power from the MIS admin class at the University of Houston, consisting of Alice Nguyen, Nicole Nguyen, and Sabrina Tran, here to talk to you about Nacchio's law. Thank you for your attention. First, we will discuss Joseph Nacchio. Joseph Nacchio is a graduate from New York University with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and a master's degree in management. After working at AT&T, he joined the corporation Qwest in 1997. Joseph was the chairman for Qwest since 1997 to 2002. Nothing but controversy is attached to his name. He was convicted of 19 counts of insider trading in Qwest stock and ranked as one of the top 10 crooked CEOs. Let's discuss what Nacchio was known for. Qwest Communications, his company. Qwest Communications was a large United States telecommunications carrier company. Qwest offered services to telecom carriers, businesses, and homes using an extensive fiber optic network throughout the United States and Mexico. It began by laying fiber optic cables for other carriers along railroad right-of-ways in 1988 by SP Construction. In 1991, it became SP Telecom, which is a subsidiary of Anschutz Corporation. SP Telecom upgraded its network and began leasing fiber to carriers. In early 1998, it transferred to retailing long-distance services for around 7.5 cents per minute. In 2000, Qwest took a giant leap forward in size and service by acquiring Denver-based US West, one of the original regional Bell operating companies that served 14 states throughout the western United States. Qwest claims its network bandwidth is greater than AT&T, WorldCom, and Sprint combined. Now, let's talk about one of the most controversial topics of Joseph Nacchio, his conviction. In summary, in his position as Chief Executive Officer of Qwest Communications, he was accused of concealing 90 million assets into his wife's accounts. His actions led him to be convicted and originally sentenced to 6 years in prison in 2007. He was ordered to forfeit $52 million and pay an $18 million fine. But the 10th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in 2009 that the sentence should be recalculated to focus on how much of Nacchio's profits actually came from having insider information. The final sentence was 6.5 years in prison and a $19 million fine. Nacchio and his lawyers tried to decrease the sentence, bringing up the effects of his actions on himself and his family. He was indeed very successful, but his actions were so corrupt and aggressive that he had to ultimately face his mistakes as they are handed to him. This chart gives a more technical look at Nacchio's insider trading and a brief timeline of what went on during this period of time. As mentioned earlier, he was charged with 42 counts of insider trading and found guilty for 19 of them. The green dots represent trade, but are counts of him found not guilty of insider trading. The red dots, on the other hand, are where he was found guilty of insider trading. It starts out on June 24th of 1997, where Qwest goes public. On June 14th of 1999, Qwest announced that it was buying US West. In March of 2000, the stock scars on rumors that Deutsche Telekom may buy Qwest. In July of that same year, Qwest reports better than expected second quarter results and said that revenue growth was going to be 15 to 17% through 2006. On September 7th, Qwest announced job cuts, but Nacchio said that the company is still on target for revenue growth. In mid-January, Nacchio said that Qwest stock was undervalued and the company started a $1 billion share buyback program. In February, the board's audit committee requests more information from management about one-time sales and swaps of communication capacity. On April 24th, Quest reports earnings grew 12% in the first quarter, in which Nacchio confirms. Later on that month, a senior executive raises questions about accounting for network capacity swaps as revenue. Chief Financial Officer Robin Zaliga dismisses his concerns and later pleads guilty to insider trading. As you can see from the chart, the illegal actions were confirmed in April, where they were convicted on those accounts. To continue on August 1st of 2000, Quest amends its annual report to say that profits were increased $299 million by the inclusion of a credit form pension fund performance. On October 31st, Quest reports a third quarter loss of $142 million, and on January 29th of 2002, Quest reports a fourth quarter loss of $516 million. On March 11th, Quest said its accounting statements in 2000 to 2001 were being invested by the SEC. Finally, on June 16th, Nacchio is ousted by the board. Although he was convicted of all these crimes, Nacchio was still successful at what he did. He developed a law dealing with IP gateways. This is called the Nacchio's Law. Joseph Nacchio stated that the number of ports and price per port of an IP gateway improved by 2 orders of magnitude every 18 months. This law deems accurate in the sense that network gateways and IP addresses are multiplying incrementally. Before we get into Nacchio's law, let's talk about the basics of the law. What is an IP address and a network gateway? An IP address, short for the Internet Protocol address, is a numerical label assigned to each device, such as a computer and a printer. And these participate in a computer network that uses the Internet Protocol for communication. A network gateway is equipped for interfacing with another network that uses different protocols. Gateways are also called protocol converters and can operate at different network layers. The activities of a gateway are more complex than that of a router or switch, as it communicates using more than one protocol. Essentially, a gateway is a network point that acts as an entrance to another network. Nacchio's law can definitely be related to how society is today. Not only for the business side, this has related to all technical aspects from home to office. This growth in IP addresses and network gateways created faster internet and the ability to share broadband within a secured area. Businesses will never operate the same as how it did 10 years ago. The growth of businesses requires the growth of IP addresses in conjunction with it. And without these network gateways, these IP addresses wouldn't even be in existence or useful at all. This concludes our presentation on Nacchio's law. Thank you again for your time and for a wonderful semester.